guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Dee, and as you could tell by the title, this is my first video, sort of. So I'll get into that a little bit later. So for first videos, most people just do like an intro questions to let you get to know them a little bit more. So today I'm gonna have my fiance, he's gonna be behind the camera asking me a few questions. So let's get to it. Like I said, my fiance is going to be in the background. He's going to be asking me some questions that we came up with, and then I also went to my Instagram a couple weeks ago asking me what kind of stuff you would like to know. So we made a list and he's going to ask them to me. So let's go with question 1. What's the question?
All right. Question 1. What made you want to start a channel?
What made me want to start a channel? I didn't want to start a channel. No, okay, so me and my fiance were born and raised in California. We grew up there and lived there our whole life. And then in 2017, he got a job opportunity for us to move to Georgia. And back home, I was having my own business, taking people's orders and still going to school. So when we moved to Georgia, I kind of lost all of my orders. So just to like keep up with my baking and still wanting to get a little bit better, my friend Naomi actually told me that she thought it would be a good idea if I would just start a channel. So I did, but then a little bit after, we actually had to move to Washington where we live now. So that's why in the video it says it's my first video, kind of, because I'm redoing it. I did have a video before, but now I'm redoing it. So she actually gave me like the idea and like the courage to do it. So yeah.
Okay.
Second question.
Second question. How did you come up with your business name?
How did I come up with my business name? I actually didn't come up with my business name. I remember I was me, my 2 sisters, my mom, and my grandma. We went to go have lunch with my grandma in Temecula. And I know I wanted to start an Instagram for my baking stuff. I think this is like a year after I got out of high school, so 2014, and I was like, okay, before I make an Instagram account, like I need to have a name for it. So we're all just kind of like throwing stuff out. I know that I want to have my name in it since my name is Diana. I played basketball in high school, and a lot of the girls would call me Dee. So my sister kind of threw in Dee's Dynamite Desserts, and at first like I didn't like it, but then it kind of grew on me, and my family like grew to like love the name, so I kind of just like stuck with it, so now it has like a special place in my heart. So that's my sister. Thanks, shout out to my sister for coming up with that name.
Shout out to Alexis.
Shout out to Alexis. Okay, next question.
All right. Next question is, did you go to culinary school?
I did not go to culinary school. I was thinking about going to culinary school, but I knew that eventually I want to have my own business, so I decided that it would be better for me to go to like college. I went to a community college right after high school, and then I transferred to a university where I got my degree in business with a minor in marketing. But while I was in culinary school, I got my AA in culinary arts, but unfortunately those classes, none of them were like baking. It was just like fundamental cooking. I did take some tours at like Le Cordon Bleu, the Art Institute, but to me, I just felt like it wasn't worth it, just because if I was going to transfer over all of the credits that I had at my community college, they wouldn't transfer through, and to me it was just like really expensive. And I had a lot of friends who went to the Art Institute and the Cordon Bleu, and to me, like their experience, they said that it wasn't really worth it to them, and they had to pay a lot of money. So I decided not to go that route and kind of just teach myself. So that's where I'm at.
Okay.
Next question.
All right. Next question is, when did you first start baking?
When did I first start baking? Honestly, I don't know. I remember like growing up, I was always in the kitchen with my mom and my grandma and my nana. I remember always seeing my nana. My nana would make, all my cousins know, like my nana would make like the strawberry box cake that you buy like from the supermarket and get like the frosting on it, and it just tasted so good, and I loved like seeing her make it. And then my grandma, she would always make like really good desserts and had a bunch of cookbooks. So I remember always like when I was smaller, seeing all these different desserts, people make them. But as far as like baking my own stuff and taking my own orders, I think I told you this story like last week or something. What? That when I decided like, okay, I'm gonna try baking. I think I was like in the 6th grade, And you know those chocolate boxes that like you get from Hawaii, like Hawaiian chocolates? I don't even know if they're called Hawaiian chocolates, but
Yeah.
they have like the cool like little impressions on it. I remember I was at home and I was watching like Ace of Cakes, which is like an old show, and I saw them making like these cool shaped cakes, and I was like, I want to try something like that. And I got Twinkies from like the cupboard, and I like smashed Twinkies and like Ding Dongs, and I smashed them into the molds, and I put them in the freezer, and then I like left them there like overnight, and then the next day when I woke up, I was like, oh my gosh, these are so cool. So then after that, I was like, I think I want to do this. And then it just like grew from there, like little by little. I started doing stuff, and then when I was in high school, I was like, okay, I gotta figure out what the heck I'm gonna do with my life. And it was when I graduated high school, I was like, okay, let me see if like I could really do something like with this career. So I remember when I got my laptop and I made like this Word document of like desserts that I was gonna sell, like cookies and cake pops, caramel apples, and I made a list and I gave it to like my mom and my stepdad to give it to their work to take orders. And I had so many orders. That was the first time like I ever took a bunch of orders, and then at the end of it all, I made like $1,000 my first time. So I was like, oh heck yeah, like I want to do this.
Heck
So
yeah.
I can't remember like the first order that I took, but that's kind of like how my baking started. Because I was watching like Ace of Cakes. I was between like, okay, am I gonna be a baker because I was watching Ace of Cakes and Cake Boss, or am I gonna be like a detective because I was watching like Law and Order SVU and I was obsessed with those shows. But I was like, I think it'll be better if I just become a baker. So it's like kind of going that way. That was like a long answer, my bad.
It's all right.
And the next question.
It's all good. All right. The next question is, have you worked in a bakery before?
Yes, I have worked in bakeries before. So my first job back home in California, there's a restaurant, kind of like drive-through fast restaurant, I guess you could say. Oh my gosh, Farmer Boys. That's where I worked at. But I was really like, I really wanted to get into a bakery. So I was at community college during that time, and one of my professors said that he knew of a bakery that was hiring in Glendora. And so I went out there and I took my resume and I actually got hired. I was like so happy because they were on the Food Channel. They were on Cupcake Wars. At that time, they only had been on Cupcake Wars and won one season. The bakery is called the Cake Mamas, and I worked there for I think like close to 6 months. It was pretty far from where I lived at, so I had to find like a closer job eventually. But I learned so much about like custom cakes and customer service as far as like taking orders, and I just love seeing all of like the custom work there. So I worked at that bakery for a few months. And then from there, I worked at other like food related jobs, like a cake and candy store. And then my last bakery job that I worked at was actually at a franchise. It was at Nothing Bundt Cakes. And I worked there for like over a year, and I saw it was different there working at it because it was a franchise compared to like the mom and pop shop that I used to work at. So that was really interesting to see just on like a franchise base how those bakeries run. So those are the two bakeries that I've worked at. But I enjoyed both of them. I learned like a lot of stuff from both of them and their owners. So it was really fun.
You got experience on?
Just two bakeries. I'm like, oh dang, I don't know nothing actually.
All right. What is your end career goal?
My end career goal. So in the beginning, I was like, okay, I want a bakery, like for sure, brick and mortar, where customers could come in every day and take their orders. And now, after like traveling and seeing how different bakeries are and just seeing like the amount of work you have to put in, I still want a bakery, but the kind of baker I want is very different from the brick and mortars and the bakeries out there. I don't necessarily want to say exactly what kind of bakery it is because it's a little different than most of them, but just stay tuned because I'll talk more about it in like my future videos. But for sure, I'm gonna have my own place one day.
Okay. I believe in you, Bill. Don't worry.
Thank you.
All right. Next one is, who is your favorite pro caker of all time?
My favorite pro caker of all time. Ooh, that's hard. I follow, my Instagram feed is all cakers. There's one caker who I follow who like her work stands out to me like so much. I think it's Hey There Cupcake. I could be saying this so wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Hey There Cupcake. When I post this video, I'll tag her on the bottom so like you guys could see her work. Her work is like pieces of art. Like she doesn't really do how do you say it? Like, you know, a lot of people see like kids themed birthday cakes with like Elmo and like, not Elmo, Elmo's like so old, just like new like Disney characters, stuff like that. Hers is nothing like that. Hers is like literally like pieces of art. She's known for like using wafer paper to create flowers. I'll definitely find her and post her so you guys could check out her Instagram. She's just like, I just love her work. Probably her. If I'm saying it right, I feel so bad if I'm not. But her work is just like what I aspire to be.
Alright.
Yeah.
It's not right, you'll just take it, right?
I know, sorry.
Alright. Next one is, if you can make a cake for anyone famous, who would it be?
Oh my gosh, that's so easy. Fora.
Oh my god.
I know, I knew you were gonna say that. No, honestly, I freaking love Fora. Me and my fiance actually like showed me him years ago when he like first started making music, and we've been to his concert. We have like all of his albums, and I'm just like throwing it to the universe because I know one day it's gonna happen. I'm gonna make Fora one of his cakes. If you guys don't know who he is, I will tag him too, so you guys could follow him and get his albums. I just love all of his music, and my fiance is gonna kill me after this video because he's like, really, Fora? But honestly, yes, I really want to make a cake for Fora. I know it's gonna happen. I'm putting it out there in the universe and letting God do the rest. Next question.
Next question. What sort of videos are you going to record?
Ooh, okay. So as far as videos, I know I'm gonna have some videos of like me actually making desserts and like different cakes and trying like different techniques, because there's so many different techniques when it comes to like making actual desserts or cakes or things like that. So I'll have some videos like that. I'm also gonna start having an online cookie business that I'm gonna start. So I'm gonna show you guys like my process of creating that. My website is up. I'm just waiting for a few details to come in as far as like marketing tactics and strategies that I'm using. So I'm waiting for that to get all finalized, and then what me and my fiance are gonna do is since right now we actually live like 25 minutes away from Seattle, we want to do a lot of like cake traveling, I guess. So we're gonna post a lot of videos of going to other bakeries and trying their stuff out and showing you guys and bringing you guys along the way. So that's kind of most of the videos that I'm gonna post. If you guys have any ideas, or if you guys want to see anything particular, just write down in the comments and let me know. And remember to subscribe and like my channel. I appreciate you guys. I'm looking forward to like this new journey. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and